go. All right, YouTube's going live. All right. And that way I can see your comments. So here we are. Let's go back to, good to see everybody. All right, so we are live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And today we're going to be covering all sorts of exciting AI stuff. And the first thing we're going to do is show you how to use a free version of ChatGPT Plus, which is $20 a month, by using Microsoft's CoPilot product. And we're going to explore that, see if I can save you some money on that. And then I'm going to build an AI app live in front of you. And the reason why I want to do that is because I think it can be really scary to get started by building things. It can be intimidating. And I want to tear down those walls and make it less intimidating, more accessible to actually start building with AI. So you're going to see an unedited live version of that. And you're going to see there's lots of bumbling around, lots of mistakes, and lots of experimenting going on. So it should be fun. So I'm going to say, I'm going to check the comments in all the various places. So bear with me while I do that. Let's go in here. All right. So, all right, I can see there's 58 of you on Twitter. So first of all, I want to encourage those folks on Twitter. Say hello and tell me where you're tuning in from. So just pop a comment in the chat window. Hi, everyone. Where are you tuning in from? All right, so Twitter folks, great to see you here. Appreciate you being with me. Pop a comment in there and tell me where you're tuning in from, where you're watching from. Say hello to everyone on YouTube. Hey, y'all. Where are you listening from? And then let's check LinkedIn and see who's joining us over from LinkedIn. If you're joining us from LinkedIn, hey, everyone. Where are you joining us from? Okay. So please pop that in the comments. Tell me where you're joining from. I'm reading all the comments. It'll be fun to see where you all are coming from, what it is you're excited about learning, but just give us a shout out and let us know where you're listening from. All right. So let's go back. All right, cool. So the first thing I'm going to do is share my screen and walk you through how you can use ChatGPT Plus for free. Now, ChatGPT Plus is $20 a month, right? Gives you access to GPT-4, which is super powerful. $20 a month is a lot for a lot of people. So the question is, can you do it cheaper? So what I'm going to do is share my screen, and I'm going to dive into that, and we're going to try to figure this out. So let's first of all bring this over here, and then I'll start sharing my screen. Okay. Share. Let's do my entire screen. All right, let's do this. And we'll minimize that. Okay. So here we are. And I want to show you something kind of interesting called Microsoft CoPilot. So the first question I want to propose is, if you're using ChatGPT, right? So let's put these side by side, actually. I'm going to put ChatGPT right here, right by CoPilot. All right, so on the left, you're seeing standard ChatGPT Plus, right? On the right, you're seeing CoPilot, which is Microsoft's version of ChatGPT. It's actually using the same technology, but they have branded it as CoPilot. So again, if you're tuning in, we'd love to hear from you in the comments. Just say hello. Let me know where you're listening from. I can see EBMD is tuning in from New Dork City. I love it. Mubs is listening from upstate New York. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm on the East Coast as well, so it's fun to have you here. But yeah, give us a shout out in the comments. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let's see where all you LinkedIn folks are from. Love it. Okay, so here's ChatGPT Plus on the left. Here is Microsoft CoPilot on the right. Now, what's interesting, a couple things to note. So GPT Plus obviously allows you to use ChatGPT Plus allows you to use GPT-4, which is their most advanced model, right? And so this is $20 a month. Now, this is free, so you can just go to copilot.microsoft.com. And what's interesting is this looks a lot like ChatGPT. It's actually using the same tech. So you probably know this, but Microsoft owns 49%, I believe it's correct, of OpenAI. And so they have access to all the technology behind ChatGPT. And this is what you're getting here. So this is kind of interesting to note. A couple things. You've got more creative mode. You've got more balanced, and you've got more precise. So you can control Copilot a little bit more on that. But is it actually ChatGPT 4? Are you getting all of ChatGPT Plus for free or not? So let's dive in a couple things. So I'm going to say, please write a Python tic-tac-toe game. All right, so let's see what ChatGPT 4 does. It's using the advanced code analysis tool. Let's ask Copilot to do the same thing. And apologies for my sniffling. I'm kind of sick today, unfortunately. Yannick, here from Zurich. Love it. Thanks for joining. All right, so now you can see on the right, Copilot is cranking out the Python code. On the left, it had trouble at first, but it is apparently has written it, and I think we'll see that in a second. So Copilot appears to be able to write code. I had it in the precise mode because I wanted it to be exact. And ChatGPT is talking us through a lot of things about it. Now, hopefully we'll see the code in a second. Now, we could actually test this. So I'm going to pull up iTerm. Now, this is just a simple terminal app. Nope, I can't do it like that. I could actually pull up my visual code editor, which I could do in a second. Now, interesting. So this wrote the script. And actually, interesting. It shows you what the standard out looks as well. So far, pretty comparable, right? And keep in mind, again, Copilot is free. ChatGPT Plus is $20 a month. Now, I'm going to actually stop sharing my screen for a second and show you something. Okay, so stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to show you a video on my screen. Now, this is kind of interesting because I've downloaded the Copilot app on my phone. Okay, so what I want to show you is this. Now, what you can see here is it says GPT-4, and you can toggle that on. So, right, GPT, it's probably a little bit blurry, but essentially this right there is saying turn on GPT-4. So let's do that. Now you can see it's on. So now with this free app on my phone, which is also on Android, it looks like I have GPT-4 for sure. Because when I was playing this with this before the live stream, let me share my screen again. You can do it Riverside. Let's do it. Entire screen. When I was doing this before, I couldn't get it to specifically choose GPT-4. I wasn't sure if it was using that model or not. And if you're newer to large language models and AI, it's very important what model you're using, right? So ChatGPT Plus, which is $20 a month, is using the GPT-4 model, which is the most advanced, most capable one. It also has DALL-E built in, which makes images. It does browsing. It does analysis and data analysis and code writing, but it's $20 a month. So I think Copilot is a pretty close alternative. Now, there's one big problem. You can't upload files to Copilot. So if you need to do advanced data analysis, it's not going to work. So on the left here, you can see that I can upload. I created this file, for instance, car dealership sales, CSV. It's some fake car sales dealership data. And I can say things like, please show me, or please analyze this and tell me interesting things about it. Okay. Now over here with Copilot, which is free, I can't upload files. I can create images. So I could say, please create an image of New York City. And it should do this. I tried this morning. Now you can see over here, ChatGPT Plus, which is $20 a month, is doing data analysis for us based on that. So the quick takeaway I have on that is if you want a free version of ChatGPT Plus, which is $20 a month, you can use Copilot for a lot of what you need. You just can't upload files to do advanced data analysis. So I think that's a pretty big win for a lot of folks. I did dig into this 1 of 30. You can see now we're at 2 of 30. That actually is in this chat. I think they're called topics. So in this chat topic, you can only chat 30 times and then you hit the limit, which is kind of interesting. I think that has to do with the context limit of GPT-4 that they're using. So, but you can create a new topic and you start from 0 again, and you can do 30 more chats. So yeah, just want to share that with you. I thought it was kind of a cool way to potentially save $20 a month. If you want most of what ChatGPT Plus does, you just don't need the advanced data analysis with files. So hopefully you found that useful. Let me know if you want me to dig into anything more on Microsoft CoPilot versus ChatGPT Plus. It's nice to see Martini here. How are you doing? Best regards, Daily Dose Poland hosts. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. All right. So the next thing I want to do scares me a little bit. I'm gonna try to code in front of you live, and the reason why is because I think so many of you want to build apps. You want to build AI apps. You really want to get into this world, but it's pretty scary. And I want to take away some of the mystery and show you that it's actually not that complex. So let me stop sharing my screen for a second. Okay. Just going to check comments real quick on LinkedIn. Good to see everybody. Thanks for stopping by. And on Twitter, again, good to see you. Make sure to give us a shout and let us know where you're tuning in from. And YouTubers, good to see you. Appreciate you all being here. Again, ask any question, any thoughts in the comments. Happy to help you out. So the first thing we did was reveal or review a simple tool. Is Microsoft CoPilot app, which you can get on your phone or in a browser, just at copilot.microsoft.com. Is it as good as ChatGPT Plus, which is $20 a month? And the answer is mostly yes. So hopefully you can save $20 right there. And as someone that uses ChatGPT Plus and large language models every day, I can tell you GPT-4, the quality is very, very good. And it's noticeable. So if you want to use an AI to really get things done, you want to be using GPT-4 or a similar model. We've got models from Anthropic called Claude 2. We've got a lot of open source models as well you can play with and download. That's fairly advanced, but there we are. So next up, wanted to start building an AI app in front of you live to show you all the behind the scenes, how it really works from idea to actual shipping live. And I haven't pre-practiced all this. I haven't prepared everything. And the reason why is I want you to know that it's messy and hard and confusing for everybody to do this stuff. And even though I've built and shipped a real app in Maple, and I know what I'm doing, but I'm not advanced. I still make mistakes and get confused. So I want to show you it all. Um, by the way, if you're enjoying this, would absolutely be awesome if you would sign up to the free newsletter for New Dork City. It's absolutely free, and I'll be posting more videos and more tips on AI and how to build with AI. I'll show you the link in a second for that, but please stop on by and subscribe. Occasionally, also, we give discounts to things like Maple and other services. So stop on by. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again. We've got about another 40 minutes. Appreciate everybody stopping by. All right. I'm going to raise my desk up. Need to stretch my legs a little bit. I'm sure many of you information workers like me, it kind of hurts to sit at your desk for long periods of time. And I'm finding that a standing desk helps a lot. So I'd highly recommend if you can. I get a lot of back and neck pain if I'm not moving around. So Wes, thanks for stopping by. Had a quick question. You said, what are you mostly excited about for AI in 2024? I would say I'm really excited to see the advancement of the models. My guess is we'll see OpenAI release GPT, 4.5 or even 5. And I think what we'll see is the potential of second order thought. First order thought is where you just respond, whereas second order thought is where you walk away, you have a think, and you come back with answers, with thoughts, with analysis. And I think as soon as the models are able to do that, we'll see just a breakout of productivity, of excitement, of creativity, and more. So that's what I'm excited about in 2024. I'm also excited about building AI apps with you all, right? So part of the reason I want to do these live streams with New Dork City, and I'm going to try to do them every day at noon. And hopefully you'll be able to join in, follow along every day at noon. You'll learn a little. Hopefully you'll be slightly entertained, and you'll be able to follow along and ideally build your own AI-based app. And the reason why is because I'm going to show you how you can use AI to help you learn how to do all these things. So I'm really excited about people building small companies, launching small companies, and making a living on their own. So thanks for asking, Wes. Appreciate it. All right, let's dig in. So here's what I want to do. All right, so I thought a fun AI app to build would be the following. I really like to bounce ideas off of smart people. I'm a verbal processor, an external processor, and it helps me ask questions to smart people and hear their answers, and then I think about it, and then I iterate. But the problem that I have, like everybody, is that everybody else is busy. Everybody else is worried about their own problems. Everybody has stuff to do, right? So if I want to ask smart people, to help me on big problems, like how do I get access to them? Number two is what if I want a famous person to give me feedback on ideas? Like I can't get to them because I don't know them. Or what if I wanted a professional coach or mentor? Well, I'd have to pay them. So you have all these barriers. Like how do I ask a bunch of smart people to give me opinions on a problem I have? So let me back it up. Like a practical example might be, I want to launch an app about XYZ, and I'm trying to think through if it's a good idea, what the price point is, and I need help, right? So that's kind of the problem. I want to launch something. I don't know if it's a good idea. I want feedback. And so I thought, wouldn't it be cool if you had a group of people, almost like a personal board of directors or a personal um, list of advisors around a table, and you could ask them a question, um, and they could each respond. But what if you could pick some of the most amazing, smart, famous people in the world to be a part of your personal advisory board or your personal council? And you could ask them, and they would individually give you feedback. Now, you could do that in ChatGPT, right? So I could go in here and I could say, please act like Steve Jobs. I want to ask you some questions, right? So we could do this with ChatGPT Plus. But what I want is I want a room of smart people, almost like a personal board of advisors, and I want to ask a question. I want to have each person in my personal board of directors give me answers. So it'd be like having a room full of the smartest people in the world. So that's what I'm going to build. So it's not just one, AI in the chat room. I want 8, and I want to ask a question to the room, and then I want to have them go around and answer and give me feedback. So that's what I want to build. I don't know what to call it yet, and exactly how it's going to work out, but I think that's kind of the idea. Excuse me. So this is often how ideas start, right? You have this idea, like, I want to do this thing. Now, how in the world do I build it, right? Now, the first thing I would do in this instance is I go into the OpenAI playground. So I'm going to delete this out. Let's start fresh. Okay. So what I taught you how to do in the first live stream was use the OpenAI playground, how to get your first API key. So if you want to know how to do that, please watch the first video. It's on YouTube. And you can see how to get your API key and how to use the playground. It's pretty simple though, right? You go to openai.com, you sign up for a free account, and you go into platform.openai.com/playground, right? Now, the other thing is I want to use OpenAI's best model, right? So I need GPT-4, right? And so in order to do that, I had to enter in my payment details into OpenAI so they can bill me. Now, it's not much money, right? You can do this for very, very small amounts of money, $1 a day type thing. But you need to do that so you can choose GPT-4 over here, right? So what I'm going to do is choose the latest model. This is GPT-4 1106 preview. It's the latest and greatest, right? It's also very affordable. They've dropped the prices pretty massively on that. So walking backwards. All right. So what we're doing here is I'm going to show you how I'm going to try to build this app and get it live on the internet. I'm also going to open source all the code. So you'll be able to see all the code. You'll be able to use it all. You'll be able to learn from it. I'm just going to show you the whole process from beginning to end. The idea is very simple. I wanted to build a chat room that has 8 experts in it, ideally really interesting, famous experts like Steve Jobs or Oprah Winfrey or Abraham Lincoln or Martin Luther King Jr. I want to choose those 8 people, and then I want to ask them a question, and then I want them to go around the room and give me thoughtful, helpful feedback on my ideas or my questions or my problems, right? And I'm going to call it something like my personal board of directors. So I figured out, okay, I'm going to use an AI. I'm going to use OpenAI's models because they're advanced, they work great. And so I've signed up for an account on OpenAI, and I put in my credit card so that I have access to the latest model, and I'm in the playground. Okay. So now we're here, right? Now, how would I start this? Well, I'd start off first by creating a system prompt. And again, I showed you more about system prompts in the last live video. So what I've done is I've actually asked, let me show you. Okay, here we go. So I've actually asked ChatGPT to help me do this. Now, this is the first hack that you all should understand if you don't know, is as soon as you have something where you're like, how do I do that? Ask ChatGPT or ask CoPilot. And so I said, please write a system instruction for GPT-4 that will make the LLM respond like Abraham Lincoln. So, obviously I could have done this manually. I could have grabbed a bunch of data from around the web. I could have tried to write it, but the truth is I just need something good, fast to try. So this is what it came up with. Now I've compiled those into a bunch of system prompts here. So this is Indiana Jones. This is Oprah Winfrey. This is Abraham Lincoln. So let's just start off with Indiana Jones. It's kind of fun. We want Indiana Jones to be in our personal board of directors or advisors. And so this is what it wrote. I'm going to copy and paste this. You'll see. It's a playground. Now, this is a pretty straightforward, act like this person system prompt. So I said, you know what? I didn't copy all that. I need to emulate Indiana Jones. Let me recopy this. Okay. All right. So I've got a pretty chunky system prompt here. I'm just going to check in here on the comments. EabMD says, is this possible on CoPilot 2? Yes. You can, now let me back up. So can you use, let's actually bring CoPilot back up. Nope. Sorry, y'all. Let me just open up CoPilot here. Okay. Now, the things that I'm using ChatGPT Plus for, like this, please write a system instruction. I want to ask it to be precise, and I could ask it to do this, right? Okay. Now, this should work pretty well. Oh, interesting. Well, all right, doesn't like that. Let's modify this a little bit. Please write a system instruction for an AI. Prompt engineering at its finest, folks. Okay, let's try that. All right. Sure. Okay. So that's like prompt engineering hacking right there. So it's basically writing its version of this on the left that I use ChatGPT 4 to do. I'm sorry, ChatGPT Plus or GPT-4. Now, it's not, not a lot, not as detailed, but we could probably get there if we ask enough questions. Now, the question might be, can we use CoPilot like I am with the playground? And the answer is not really. Yes, technically, and I don't want to get too technical, but if you were building on top of Microsoft's cloud, which is Azure, and using all of their infrastructure, the answer is yes, you could, but it would feel very similar to this playground. So all good. We'll renew GPT Plus. Sorry. I mean, I am keeping my GPT Plus subscription. I really love it. I love that it does data analysis for me. I really love the quality of the model. I know that I'm getting the best, but I think CoPilot is a really good option for people that don't need hardcore LLM support, right? So just want to show you that. But good question. Also, any other questions, just throw them in the comments. Let's say, good to see everyone in the Twitter comments. Yeah, pop in the Twitter comments and say hello. I can see we've got a bunch of viewers, but no comments yet. So I don't know, maybe I'm not seeing the comments, but if you are, let me refresh that just to double check. I want to make sure I'm seeing comments. Yeah, I'm not seeing Twitter comments, but I know I see a bunch of you watching. So Twitter folks, good to see you. LinkedIn folks, good to see you as well. And YouTube folks, good to see you as well. I like, so the YouTubers, you guys are you folks are the talkative ones. I love it. Keep it coming. All right. So let's recap. If you just joined, what we're doing is we're building an AI app. The idea is simple. I want to build my own personal board of directors. I want to go into a chat room with 8 really smart AIs that are emulating the personalities of 8 historic or world leaders. And I want those 8 people to give me really smart feedback on my ideas, on my problems, on my questions, right? Now, as I said, you could theoretically do this. You could have ChatGPT emulate one of them, right? So we could have ChatGPT act like Steve Jobs, fine. But what if I want all 8 of these AIs in the same chat room together, and I want them to go around the room and give me really good feedback and advice? So that's what we're building. We're starting off in the playground in OpenAI. So please go create your OpenAI account. Please pop in, if you can, your credit card, debit card, just so that you can get access to GPT-4. And we're going to start playing around with this. So the first thing I always do when I'm building on AI and I'm going to be using an LLM is I go into Playground, right? I don't have to write any code to do this. I can get it roughly where I want, and then I can go into code. So that's what we're doing first. So we've chosen GPT-4 1106 preview, the latest and greatest model. I'm going to knock the temperature down to 0.2. I want less creativity. I want more precise answers. I want it to stick more closely to the system prompt. So I'm going to choose 0.2. Now, this is more art than science. You're probably need to play with this temperature and figure out what you need. You may also have to up the maximum length to 500 just to give the LLM more room to respond. So what is this system prompt? All right. My first AI that I want to be added to my personal board of directors is Indiana Jones. I just love Indiana Jones. And so I thought it'd be fun to have him on my personal board of directors. So first instruction is you must emulate Indiana Jones's style. Now, this is markup, and this means bold. Now, this kind of helps the LLM understand what's important, what's not. It's not necessary, but any way that you can be more clear about what's important when you're talking to an LLM and what's not important, the better the quality you'll get. So number 1, adopt the adventurous spirit. That talks about Indiana Jones being adventurous. All right, use use of characteristic language. Indiana Jones is known for his witty, sharp, and sometimes sarcastic remarks. So we're just giving the LLM instructions on how to talk, right? Some other things, period awareness. While the character is fictional, he operates in a real historical context, 1930s to 1940s. And then I added this one at the end. Please keep responses to 2 paragraphs at most. It's really important to tell the LLM how much you want in the response. And so that's my simple way of doing that. It doesn't do very well with characters or words. So if you said, I only want 10 words, it does better with chunks of text. You could say, I only want 3 bullets, or I want 3 sentences, or I want 3 paragraphs. That's a good way to do it. Tafik, nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Wes has a quick question. Have you experimented building GPTs? How does the quality differ? Yes, I built a couple fun GPTs, and they're powerful. But the problem with GPTs is you're limited to one chat, right? You can only have one assistant in that chat, and I want to create a chat experience where I have 8 AIs in the same room, right? And you can't do that with GPTs. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do with GPTs, and I'll probably cover those on another live stream. So hopefully you'll tune in to that. And remember, I'll be doing a live stream every day at noon Eastern. And if you'd like to be notified, please sign up. Here is Ryan Carson. just please head to ryancarson.com/new-dork-city and sign up for the newsletter. And I'll let you know when we're going live. I'll give you topics. There'll also be discounts on some of my products and services. So, all right. So now we have Indiana Jones. Let's talk to Indiana Jones. See how it goes. All right. I want to build an app that helps gardeners pick the right plants for their local garden. I want to charge $109 for the course. What are some things I should think about? Kind of a general business question, right? You're trying to build something new. You want some feedback. It's helpful to get feedback, right? And you want it from smart, interesting people. So let's see what Indiana Jones says. First off, partner, you're diving into a jungle as dense as the ones I've trekked through in search of ancient temples. You got to know the terrain. In your case, that means understanding your gardener's local climate, soil types, and the kind of flora that can thrive in those conditions. You're not just selling an app, you're providing a map to the hidden treasures of horticulture. So we're getting some fun advice, and it's exciting, interesting that it's in the words of Indiana Jones. And to me, it just feels good to get some feedback, right? And if you can have a room full of these AIs, and there's 8 of them, and they each give you this interesting feedback, that feels like a fun app, right? So the idea is we're going to build it live, and I'm going to show you all the code. I'm going to open source all the code, and I'm going to show you the messy process of building. I'm not going to hide anything or make it seem easier than it is. And the hope is that it makes it all this seem less scary to you, right? David, how you doing? Tune in from sunny San Diego. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm jealous. It is sunny where I'm at right now on the East Coast, but it's not San Diego. All right. So, we've got what appears to be a good first stab at one of our AIs. We're going to do Oprah Winfrey next. So I'm going to first, actually, I'll show you how this works. I'm going to copy and paste. I wrote this system prompt for Oprah Winfrey, and I did it in this, like I said, it may feel like I'm cheating, but this is how you increase your productivity. Ask ChatGPT Plus or CoPilot or whatever LM you're doing to do this work for you so you can go faster, right? So I actually asked ChatGPT to write this for me instead of me writing it from scratch. So here we go. We've copied and pasted it in. I'm going to delete the assistant response. And that's what's kind of cool about the playground. You can actually remove these responses. You don't have to start over. And I'm going to say submit. Let's see what Oprah says. What a wonderful and innovative idea you have for supporting gardeners in their journey to create beautiful, thriving gardens. Thank you, Oprah. I feel encouraged. When you're embarking on this adventure, it's important to consider the value you're offering to customers. For your app to be truly helpful, she just goes on. Also, consider the price point of $199 for your course. So now we've got kind of a different point of view, a different style. And I can see, getting, the answer from Indiana Jones, and then getting the answer from Oprah Winfrey, and then getting an answer from Steve Jobs, and then getting an answer from Martin Luther King Jr. Like, of course, they're not real, but they are varied. They come from different perspectives, and they cause you to see the pros and cons in your ideas, or they help you to solve your problems, right? And so, Mike, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you being here. So now we've got 2 good AIs, right? We've got Oprah Winfrey and we've got Indiana Jones, and we'll go on to create 8 of them. But I just want to show you like how you use Playground to start the process of building these AIs. Now, what we're going to do next is actually use assistants. So this is really cool. Okay. So OpenAI has released this brand new functionality called assistance, and this is going to make our life so much easier. And you'll understand why as I go through this process. But there's a lot of behind the scenes management that you used to have to do with remembering the conversation and all sorts of stuff that you don't have to do. Now you've got assistant. So we're going to create a new assistant. We're going to call it Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones. And then we're going to copy and paste our Indiana Jones instructions. We're going to choose the best model. And again, to use the best model in the playground, you have to plug in your payment details, but you're only paying for usage and it's very small. I think it's really worth it if you're trying to build. All right, so these are the big instructions I just showed you for Indiana Jones. Excuse me one second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I'm sick today. See me live and sick. I just want to say hello to everybody over at LinkedIn. Good to see you. Over on Twitter, what's happening? Mackinac, what's up? Thanks for saying hi. Liquidfy, good to see you as well. Hello. Katya. You are a Batoli. I hope that's good. Thanks. Thanks for stopping by. All right, cool. Keep those comments coming in. I mean, the whole point of doing live is it's fun to hear from you live. So if you have questions, comments, keep them coming in live, and I will do my best to respond. All right. Let's keep this going. Excuse me. Ugh, sick. Okay, so now instead of just building in the playground and messing around, we're actually going to create a assistant. This is cool. This is like an instance of Indiana Jones. Okay, so it's called Indiana Jones. We've given it detailed system instructions. We don't use functions yet. We don't need code interpreter. We don't need retrieval. Now, those are more advanced concepts, which we don't need right now, and I'll probably cover those in a future video. So let's save this. All right, we're saving our assistant, and we can use the assistant. Now, what's super cool is we can create multiple assistants, right? So that what I'm thinking is what we'll do is we'll write code that will create our 8 assistants, and then we'll put them in the same chat room, and then we'll give them rules for how they interact with each other, right? And then we'll ship that code live, and we'll put it on a real website, and we'll make it free, and we'll see what everybody thinks, right? Now, this will probably take weeks to do, and I'm going to do the whole thing in front of you, and it's probably going to be embarrassing a little bit for me because I'm not perfect, and I'm essentially a beginner developer, but I just want you to see the whole process, soup to nuts, beginning to end. All right, so that is our first assistant, and we could practice, you know, and oops, I didn't keep that, but I'm going to try to remember what I asked it to do. Actually, let's try a more personal question, right? Let's say I have 2 kids, both teenagers. You know, I'm struggling to get the 15-year-old to do his homework because he says it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, who in the room feels this? I know you parents out there understand. Okay. Let's just see. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's see what Indiana Jones says. Okay, so this kind of shows you behind the scenes what it's doing. It's running the instructions, and then it's going to come back ideally with Indiana Jones's answer to this. It's taking a little while, which is interesting. Kid, it sounds like you're staring down a map without recognizing X marks the spot. Homework might seem like a bunch of dusty relics now, but it's the secret map that leads to the treasure trove of knowledge. Each assignment, each essay, they're akin to deciphering ancient runes or unlocking the cipher of a long-lost language. Interesting. It's not just about doing homework. It's about preparing for life's great adventures. As we know, fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory. That's It's entertaining. I mean, it, like anything in life, no one knows the answer, right? There is no answer, but it's good to get these point of views. So that's kind of fun. Um, so I'm going to copy that. All right. So based Indiana Jones, Wes says. Indiana Jones, super helpful. Thanks. Got another comment. The Tech Fi, good to see you. Hey, Ryan, missed the start. It is recorded. So all this is going to be recorded on YouTube. Don't worry. You didn't miss anything if you missed the start. Appreciate you stopping by. Hello, LinkedIn folks. Good to see you here as well. All right. So now we've got Indiana Jones. Let's create another assistant. So let's go to assistants. Let's go to create. All right, this one is going to be Oprah Winfrey. Dun, dun, dun. And we're going to copy in our instructions for Oprah Winfrey. Okay, model, we're going to choose the best model. Ooh, thoughts on Grok? Yeah, Grok is good for Twitter specific stuff. Like I use Grok a lot for Twitter. I'm not using Grok for anything else. I don't use fun mode. Fun mode annoys me for Grok, but I'm pretty much a GPT Plus person. I use it all the time. All right. So Oprah Winfrey, these are the instructions that I showed you earlier that we wrote. Again, we got ChatGPT Plus to help us write these. We're essentially telling it, how to act. And then I added at the end, please keep responses to 2 paragraphs at most. We're not going to worry about functions, coder, interpreter, or retrieval right now. We could do some of that in the future, which I might show you in another video. It's not important now. All right. Let's test Oprah. Okay. So I did it again. So let's say I have 2 kids that are teenagers. The 15-year-old, typing live, folks, doesn't want to do his homework because he says it's not important. How can I convince him? Let's see what Oprah says. So again, what we're doing here is building a group of AIs. We're using OpenAI's new assistants feature, and we're going to create 8 of them. And then we're going to try to figure out how to put them all in the same chat room so that you can ask one question and they go around the room and give you feedback. I really love the idea of this personal board of directors. You've got this room full of people that are super smart, super experienced, always there to help. Let's see what Oprah says. And you can kind of compare this to what Indiana Jones just said, like, oh, that's interesting and it's different. So Oprah says, I understand just how challenging it can be to navigate the teenage years. They are a time filled with growth and self-discovery, and sometimes our precious young ones can lose sight of the value in certain tasks. It's important to approach this situation with a mixture of understanding and guidance. And she goes on, empathy is key here. So I just love having this like very different perspectives. And now obviously these are AIs. These are trained on the text on the internet. This is not actually Oprah Winfrey, but it's something like her, right? And gives you an idea of maybe something you should think about. Okay, so we've covered a lot. And if some of you folks are advanced devs, this will all seem very basic, but my hope is for those of you that aren't developers, that haven't coded before, we're going to break down that barrier and really help you get into this world. And the reason why I think it's important to get into this world is that there is this wave coming. It's called AI. I think a lot of other people believe that we're going to live in a world with artificial general intelligence where computers become smarter than us. And it's coming, and it's both exciting and scary. So the question is, how can you ride that wave instead of get crushed by it? It's coming to the shore. And my goal with these live streams and with New Dork City as a live stream and a podcast is help you get on your surfboard and ride, um, and and not be a consumer of all this, but a creator, a builder. And so I want to walk you through the tools and how to do it. So that's the goal of this. And I just want to show you how to actually do it. So as a recap today, what we did is we started off with the problem statement, the app that I'm trying to build, which is a personal board of directors that has 8 AIs in it that all play the characters of historical, smart world leaders. And then I want to ask them a question, and then I want to have them go around the room and each give me feedback. And so we went into the playgrounds. You can do it. Yep, I'm in the playground. On OpenAI, we started off with chat, and we had a system instruction. And again, what I did is I had ChatGPT help me write this system instruction for Indiana Jones and Oprah Winfrey. We plugged it in, and we played around with it. It seemed like it was pretty good. We used ChatGPT 4 1106 preview as the best model. We put the temperature at 0.2. And then we experimented with it, and it seemed pretty good. Okay, this is basically working. I like it. And then we went into the assistants, and we created an assistant for each AI. So we've got one for Indiana Jones now. We've got one for Oprah Winfrey. And in the future, we'll continue to go on and create more assistants that emulate each of those characters. Excuse me one second. Sorry about that. And so in future sessions, we're going to finish creating these assistants, and then we're going to try to piece it all together with code. And if you've never coded, please don't be afraid. I'm not going to make it look easier than it is. I'm just going to show you how it works, and I'm going to walk you through it. And by the end, we will have taken this idea, written some code, put it on the internet at a URL that you can visit, and I'm going to open source all the code. So I think it should be fun. I'm going to have fun. Hopefully you'll have fun. And I really love you all stopping by, asking questions, getting involved. I can see you all on Twitter. Good to see you. Everybody on YouTube, appreciate you stopping by. It's funny, YouTube folks are the best question askers. Appreciate you YouTubers. So Twitter folks, you got up your game. Hop in that chat, ask some questions. LinkedIn's pretty quiet. I just don't know if I'm just not seeing your comments, but if you're here in LinkedIn, I love you. Appreciate you being here. So in the next session, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Let's stop sharing. All right. So in the next section, we're going to create more assistants. I'm also going to review some interesting AI tools. So at the beginning of each session, I'm going to take a couple interesting tools. I'm going to show you how they work, ideally save you some time, give you some ideas, and then we'll dive into building. And I'm going to do this every day at noon Eastern time. So please stop by and say hello, get involved in the comments. The more you get involved in the comments and get your questions answered, the more valuable it's going to be for you. And also, please subscribe to my newsletter. It's free, and I'll be sharing when those sessions are going to happen. I'm going to be sharing additional tips for building an AI. I'm also going to share out discount codes for my products and services like Maple, which is a AI sales coach and sales course. So please sign up to that. I'm going to pop the URL for that in each of the chats, so you guys and girls have it. Ryan Carson / New Dork City. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in the chat. Please subscribe. It's free, and I'll be sending out more tips and tricks and fun stuff. So there's that in YouTube. I'm going to pop this in LinkedIn as well. There you go, LinkedIners. What's someone that uses LinkedIn? LinkedIner, and then in Twitter. All right. So the TechFi says, this is gold, Ryan. You're so sweet. Thank you. How long after you finish will upload to YouTube? It's live on YouTube. So it's literally being uploaded as we speak. And so if you want the YouTube link, I will post it shortly. So thanks everybody for stopping by. My voice is beginning to hurt a little bit because I'm sick. And so we're going to finish today. But thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate you all. We'll see you tomorrow at noon Eastern time for another New Dork City live stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Take care.